Hey, good evening, folks. It's my honor. Good evening. It's my honor to welcome each and every one of you on behalf of the council in my office. It's definitely your office, your city hall. You're most welcome. It's the first meeting of the spring of 2026. If I may respectfully request each and every one of you in the audience and council member, staff, media, please keep your phone on the silent mode. I'll appreciate it. Something for the last year or year before, I remember it was a March when we had this many people. It's good to see you, the taxpayer, keeping your eyes and watching your council member, your representative. My request to you, each and every one of you, is be respectful. That's all. Not everybody going to say remarks which everybody like it. I doubt it. I don't think anybody sitting in this council chamber or council table can make each and every one of you happy. I doubt it. There's no clapping. There's no haunting. There was not one, there was not two, more than 7, 8 people, not 10, called me today. First thing in the morning, asked me if they will be allowed to speak. Under the legislation, there are certain rules and regulations your council govern under. After talking to the SMT, which means senior management team, the decision was made nobody would be allowed to speak on the issue unless it gives me the power to bring them on board. There's a couple issues. I'll be asking the proponent to come forward and speak and address to the council. But I know the issue you people are in, majority of you on that issue. Unfortunately, I'm sorry on behalf of the council in my office, none of you would be allowed to speak one way or the other. You can do whatever you wanted outside the city hall, neither in the chamber, not in the floor. Please be respectful. That's my humble request to you. I can't insist enough on that. On the happy note, you probably know 2 weeks back, I challenged the mayor of His Worship, Ron Paul, for the hockey, wearing our jersey or his team jersey. Congratulations to William Lake team. We won, and he has to wear our jersey. He will be wearing our jersey on 31st of March, the council meeting. But last week we had the regional district board meeting. As I'm representative of the city of William Lake, so is he from Cornell. And he kind of was bugging me on Thursday. I have to wear your jersey, this and that. So being respectful, being generous, I offered him, I said, bring your jersey, I'll wear your team jersey. So on Friday, we both wore each other team jersey. And now I was challenged over the weekend, not by the mayor, but one of the council members from Kamloops, for their team versus our team. I don't know how many of you have the chance to watch the game last night. Our team has won first 3 games. Today, they're playing 7 o'clock at our arena, the 4th game. Would they win? The series over. If they didn't win, the next Friday, my understanding is the game in Kamloops. And depend who win, then Saturday's game in Williams Lake. So it goes on. Keep an eye. My request to you is encouragement to you all. Go and watch the game when you can and encourage your players. These are the young people. Keep a lot of younger generation off the street, make our streets safe. As you notice, one chair is empty. It's not empty. Councillor Bain is through the Zoom. Welcome, Councillor Bain. She's on different business. She's away, but I appreciate her taking the time to visiting her. Equally, it's my habit, my nature, my principle. I recognize all the people have been previously elected. Can call them in English former. We had two former council member present with us, Councillor Paul French and Councillor Jason Ryle. These both people are here, and welcome to both of them. Definitely they're sitting on the different chair than they used to sit one time. And we are also, I'm advised that our member of Legislative Assembly, Lauren Rickson, is also observing us through the Zoom. And I like to welcome him also. It is my honor to acknowledge that we are gathered in the Williams Lake First Nation Swepnik people's unceded territory. I'd like to bow, send my thanks to the chief, the nation, the elder, allowing us to get together and do the business. Adoption of the agenda is on the table, please.
So moved.
Moved Councillor Nelson, second Councillor Flashpoller. Any addition, deletion? Here, oh, sorry, go ahead, Councillor Moses.
I'd like to remove the item talking about shipping homeless away from the city, please.
I have to, could we do the motion right after the adoption of the agenda? Or let me ask the,
So, Your Worship, this would be an amendment to, instead of adopting the agenda, to
Oh, I see.
adopt the agenda with the removal. So this is, that would be, you've got a motion, so this would be a motion to amend that.
okay,
we need
so
a seconder.
anybody would second the motion moved by Councillor Moses, second by Councillor Jasmine Lyon. All in favor adopting the agenda by removing the notice of motion? 4 people in favor. I don't have to ask rest, they are favor or not. So agenda item is removed. Councillor Flashpoller.
Thank you, Your Worship. I am not aware in my notes of the things I want to speak about today. I still want to speak about that item. Will I still be able to?
Well, you won't be able to if the notice of motion is removed. If the motion is removed, the item is removed.
Your Worship, if the item is removed, then that item is off the agenda, and it's-
There's no discussion on that.
there's no discussion.
I'm sorry, with all the due respect, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to do anything which is not legal or I don't want to pick on anybody. Councillor Moses.
I'd just like to point out to my colleague, we have a round table at the end where you can speak about what you like. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. So with that, Mr. CEO.
Your Worship, I just want to remind council that you only have a limited time to have that conversation around table, right?
Round table, yeah, okay. So notice of motion is removed with the 4 vote in favor. Okay.
We need a vote now to
A motion has been adopted.
as amended.
Motion to adopt the agenda as amended. So moved. It's moved and seconded. All in favor? 4 people in favor. Councillor,
Opposed?
no, hold on. We don't need to worry. We are opposed, not raised. And Councillor Bain, are you in favor adopting the agenda as amended?
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So just for clarity, Your Worship, for the record, I just want to make sure that I understand who was on record of the filing that notice of motion. Councillor Jasmine supported it. Councillor Moses supported it. Councillor
Delaney and
supported
Councillor
it,
Flashpoller.
and Councillor Flashpoller supported
And
it.
I believe Councillor Bain, were you in the favor of the motion? No, she's not.
And
Okay.
yourself,
Thank you.
Your Worship?
4 people are against removing, 3 are not.
Thank you.
Okay, moving along. So If it helped the audience, if I may respectfully request you, that item is on the end. I'll go as the order is in the business. You're more than welcome to stand the way you are. It's your wish. I can't force you, as long as you're respectful. And if you choose to sit down, you're most welcome to take a chair. Your point is well taken by me, by council member, and there's no discussion on the notice of motion, as long as you know that. And if you wanted to stay till the business is done, I don't think it would be long. You're more than welcome to stick around and observe. It's your council, you're elected it. One way or the other, it's your council, okay? So please, please, I can't insist, be respectful. No different than I respect you, you respect me, okay? Please. Hey, a minute of the regular council meeting, March 10th. Moved and second, Council Delaney and Council Flash Polar. Any addition, deletion? Hearing none, all in favor? Thank you. Councilor Beam, just like always, I'm going to take you in favor of every motion on the table unless you speak up and tell me not to, please. Thank you. Account payable, a computer check, please.
Recommendation that the accounts payable, computer check, and EFT listings dated March 12th and 19th, 2026 be received for information.
Second.
Moved and seconded, Councilor Delaney and Councilor Flash Polar, all in favor. Opposed, if any, carried unanimously. Cannabis license preferred, Referral 401-1185. My understanding is before the recommendation is read, the proponent of the application is through the Zoom. In case council wanted to ask question, I have to bring her to answer the question, and if you have anything to say, under the legislation, like I said earlier, that person would be allowed to speak, okay? Please, staff.
The recommendation that council directs staff to send a response to the LCRB regarding the cannabis retail license application number 401-1185 Prosperity Way that states, A, the City of Williams Lake has considered the location of the proposed store and the views of the residents, and B, the City of Williams Lake recommends the application be issued as minimal concerns have been identified by various city departments on the general impact to the community, and the proposed aligns with council policy number 213 and zoning bylaw number 2430-2025. And further, that council directs staff to include a record of community consultation with the response to the LCRB regarding the license application. And if there's any additional reasons, then council could add that in then.
Councilor Delaney, Councilor Flash were moved and seconded. Any discussion, anybody? Councilor Moses, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. On this topic, we've received several letters from the public that are stating that if this business comes to Williams Lake, it will damage some of our local businesses. So I would just like to say that I've read those letters, I've heard those voices, and I will not be in support of the motion. Thank you, Your Worship.
Councilor Flashballer, thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, I want to speak to this item too, because as my colleague has indicated, we have not received any feedback from neighboring businesses or places that are within the bylaw requirements. I think it's 0.8 kilometers of a radius, but we have received feedback from a couple individuals independently, and then a couple or multiple businesses that are in the same line of commercial work. Myself, I like to follow the rules. I like to make sure that I comply with the bylaws, with the policies. I never want to put this municipality in a position of litigation. And because of that, I believe that I will support the recommendation that's here to support this entity to be in our community. Because for me, I feel that that is what my role is. I will never, ever favoritize anyone. I will always treat everyone equally, and that goes for every level of this community, whether it's individuals or it's businesses. So I do support the recommendation. Thank you.
Anybody else? We did get a little bit advice on this item. council have the right to say yea or nay. If we say yea, there's no question. If council say nay, you are opening potential legal suit against you. It's been my philosophy ever since I came to this office, been leading the present council in the role I am sitting. I'd rather pay off your debt compared to paying to the lawyers. I'd rather fix the road with your taxes rather than paying to the court or fine or lawyers. That's my philosophy. Being said that, we had a very good working relation with the William Lake First Nation. We had a very good working relation with everybody. I've said this many times. I'll repeat myself. My heart is bleeding for every and each one of you sitting here. But equally, my heart is bleeding for those people who are paying the taxes, providing the service, providing the jobs. Those are the present business owners. I feel for them. I have to find a balance. I have to look after, it's my job as a mayor of your community, along with my council member, it's each and every one of our job to protect each and every one of them, the best of our ability and our knowledge, okay? That's two bit from me. Okay, anybody else? Councilor Bain, any comment from you? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? And Councilor Moses, Councilor Jasmine Line is opposed to that. Thank you. Motion carried. Land disposition on 183rd Avenue North.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the planner dated March 10th, 2026, council approved the sale of the city-owned parcel situated at 180 3rd Avenue North, as shown on Plan 22652, to the Cariboo Regional District for the proposed value of $1 plus all applicable taxes, fees, and costs of registration to be borne by the purchaser.
So moved your recommendation.
Thank you, Councilor Nelson. And who seconded? Councilor Flashford or Delaney? Okay, Councilor Delaney. Any discussion? This is the property of Councilor Nelson, if I give me a second. It's the property behind the mental health housing, the old museum, and between the library. It's a piece of property not being used. So council have decided in the wisdom to give the ownership to the regional district, being a good partner, because this council philosophy have been working together. Unwritten policy. And this council has been working ever since 1st of November 2022, working together with all level of government, all the First Nation, regardless provincial, federal, regional district, school board, anybody. Councilor Nelson.
You've said it all, Your Worship. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Moving along, NCLGA, our AGM and convention in Prince Short.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Manager of Administrative Services dated March 13th, 2026, council approved compensation, registration, and travel expenses for interested council members to attend the North Central Local Government Association AGM and convention being held in Prince George, BC from May 20th to 22nd, 2026.
Move the recommendation.
Councilor Nelson, Councilor Flashfolder, Councilor Moses.
Thank you, Your Worship. This is an event that most of the northern councils and regional districts attend, and I'll be so happy to vote in favor of having my colleagues all attend this, but I think I won't be able to make it this year. I have a conflict in my schedule where I'll be attending a Canadian Mental Health Conference in Vancouver at the same time, so I feel it's best we cover both grounds and do our best at both arenas. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. Most of you, if you know, fine. If you don't know, for the people who doesn't know, NCLGA, it's a Northern Central local government. We get together and we share our discussion, pass the motion, and send it to UBCM, Union of British Columbia Municipality, which will be taking place in September. Then we work on the issue, we learn from each other, it's lots of networking, lots of learning. Then the motion, if they're passed, they go to work with the provincial government. That's how the legislation is, that's what the purpose is, to go there and share and learn. And we have made numerous changes in the municipality of William Lake operation by long as I've been here, or other council members. They go, they learn something, they come back, they bring the idea, and we rectify them, and because not one person knows everything. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Mayor, travel to Prince George.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Manager of Administrative Services dated March 13th, 2026, Council approve meals, travel, council compensation, and other associated expenses for Mayor Rather to attend the United Steelworkers Local 1217 Annual General Meeting in Prince George, BC on April 11th and 12th, 2026.
Second.
Moved in second. This is the request came, as most of you know, Brother French would know sitting in the audience, probably lots you others. The United Steelworkers stood with us like a rock every time we need them. This is the union represent the most of the sawmill worker, Atlantic Power. When we was in trouble during 2019, Brother French stood as a union local president with the council, and he traveled to Victoria to meet the government and put the pressure on them to give us the deal, which they did. And if you remember last year, we was a lot of trouble for the Atlantic Power, and I called upon, and the brother, Brian Rourke, the president, he didn't even blink an eye. He said, I don't need any expenses from you. I'll meet you in Victoria. Different story that we got the issue resolved without going to Victoria in February. They always stood with us whenever we asked them. Chamber of Commerce was with us. We asked them, they stood with us like a rock. It's like a networking, working together. And we have lots of members in the community who are taxpayer residents of our community, who elect the council, who pay their taxes to this municipality, and they would be there. So I received, last year, it was too last minute, they asked me to come. I went and I paid everything from my pocket. And this time they're paying the hotel room for one night. It's a travel cost. I don't think there would be much cost of food, because I'm coming from Vancouver from different conference Saturday. And then I land here and pick up my truck and travel to Prince George. That is the story. Then Sunday morning, I think I'll be leaving from 9:30, 10 o'clock from Prince George after I speak to the AGM body, the delegates. And that's what it is. I'll be speaking along with the forest minister to the delegation. And it's going to be a lot of delegation. They'll be doing their business till end of the Sunday day, but I don't need to be there. Soon I finish my talk, I'll come back. So there will be no expenses for the community, for the taxpayer, for lunch or after even. Okay? They might feed me breakfast, so I don't have to charge. That's what just communities and knowledge. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Parcel tax roll review.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the financial accountant dated March 4th, 2026, Council scheduled the date for the parcel tax roll reviews to be held in Council chambers as follows. For the water and sewer, April 24th, 2026 at 9 a.m. and the downtown parking and business improvement area, April 24th, 2026 at 9:30 a.m.
I need move it and seconder. Councillor Nelson moved, or Councillor Delaney seconded. This is in case somebody challenge, we have to set the date for the review. These are the two dates set for the review. Council member who are on the parcel tax and jury duty that day, say 3 people, member of council, they'll be here. If there's no need, nobody apply, then there won't meeting take place. But to fulfill the duties of the legislation, we have to do this. Okay? All in favor? Carried. Poll of council for NCLGA resolution 2026.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Legislative Services Assistant Coordinator dated March 20th, 2026, and the email poll conducted March 12th, 2025, authorizing the following 2026 NCLGA resolution submission be ratified. Whereas there is a provincial crisis with lack of healthcare providers that is even more pronounced in rural BC, and whereas rural BC is at an increased risk of closing universities due to low enrollment, while additional local availability is urgently required, therefore be it resolved that the NCLGA and UBCM lobby the provincial government to facilitate training, laddering of healthcare providers financially and through policy support, and further to work with universities in all rural communities to focus on targeted education needs.
Second.
Moved and second, Councillor Moses, Councillor Nelson. This motion was brought forward by Councillor Bain, and she done excellent work. I can't thank you enough to her. This motion came at the last minute. We didn't have enough time because all the motion we just discussed a few minutes before go to Prince George. We are working and we bring all the northern municipality on board, and it has to be within the time frame with them. So that's why it motion came. The poll of council was done. Majority council supported. Council Bain, your turn.
Thank you, Worship. Thanks everybody for the support. Sorry I got that in late. I've been rather busy, but I think this really emphasizes how much we need to focus on our local healthcare providers in community and the changes in the last few years. So I told everybody this is going to be my mantra for the year, is trying to figure out how we're going to get more healthcare providers during this crisis across all of Canada, but specifically, of course, for us in Northern BC and BC in general. So looking forward to talking at NCLGA and UBCM. Yeah.
Thank you for all the hard work, Council Bain. I appreciate it. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Public Works, update on the remedial action requirement. And just before I let staff put their recommendation on the floor, the proponent of this building, the property, Mr. Andrew Saxena, is with us. I'll ask him after if council have any question. If not, he's also required by the legislation to speak. Staff, please.
The recommendation that the report of the Director of Protective Services dated March 17th, 2026 regarding an update on the status of the remedial action requirement for 55 6th Avenue South be received for information.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Maraca.
Your Worship, it's just to receive for information. I guess if council has any questions from us, we have no other details than what's in the report.
Councillor Nelson.
So council has been very proactive of moving forward to get this cleaned up, and we've asked the owner to clean it up, I believe, and we are now taking a position that we will clean it up if it's not done. When will that action start to clean it up?
Mr. Maraca.
Your Worship, I'll pass this off to the Director Protective Services, and he can just give an update on timelines and dates.
Yep, Your Worship, and to Councillor Nelson, this is scheduled for April 12th is the completion date. We would commence April 13th, basically.
Just for clarity, so if, I believe council previously to about a month ago awarded this contract, so we're ready to go on this?
Your Worship, Councillor Nelson, no, you gave the okay for us to single source this to a proponent to go and do the work.
Excellent.
When this time is appropriate, and the time is appropriate on April 12th.
Excellent. So we're moving forward to clean it up.
Yep.
Clear it out.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Mr. Saxena, you had anything to add or delete? I'll give you a couple minutes. Please come to the microphone. Councillor Nelson, could you help him to turn it on, please? Thank you.
Check.
Yes, you're on.
I'm thinking is city and fire department is working good for who is the fire and anything is police find the people, and anything is happening is here is only homeless people do it, and is what happening is other thing is just only tell the is homeless people, and after is everybody clean the hand. Why is not investigation to who is the fire? It's and fire department is and police department is what he do is not find the people. I need name for who is the fire, do it. Police and fire department not doing right work, I thinking.
Mr. Muraca.
Your worship, so there was a police investigation on this file. It was determined that it was arson with no known suspects. So unfortunately, yes, it was, somebody did light it and basically, but they just don't know who did it. And then the fact remains it's a burnt down building, which is a hazard and it has to be taken down, whether it's the proponent or the city of Williams Lake.
Because last year is so much problem to homeless and everything, and after is my hotel is burn, back building, and after is everything is finished. No problem left. And I think it's not investigation is right, and I need to investigation is because it's my hotel in burning in Vancouver area, and near the Vancouver area, it's 50 days it's, investigation. I'm not going and anything, but it's here is I don't know what he do it, fire department and police.
Councilor Nelson. Oh, sorry.
Your worship, so as staff look into this and stuff like that, that even if there was an individual that they could press charges against it, the bottom line is that would be a civil case between the owner of the property and that individual. But the city of Williams Lake cares about a burnt down hazardous building in the community that has to be taken down because it's a hazard. So those are things that the RCMP and Mr. Sexana will have to have conversations about, but right now the building still has to come down.
Councilor
Because
Nelson. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, because I know I needed result who is the fire. I need it because this is my property. I need to city to.
Councilor Nelson.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, it's, well, Williams Lake's got one of the best fire departments in the province, so any information would have been passed along to the RCMP as the CEO did just mention that anybody that would have known or any information, the RCMP would have done their own investigation. What council has done is said, look, it's been a year, we need to get this thing cleaned up. It's a hazard in the area. And that's why we've taken the position that we've taken is to move to clean it up. I'm not backing down personally. It's an eyesore in the community. It's time to clean it up.
Okay,
I understand
know.
your concerns about the investigation. That needs to be dealt with the RCMP, not with the city council. What we need to do is get your site cleaned up to make sure that it's safe and that there's an asbestos blowing all over the place. So that's the position and that's the recommendation that's in front of us.
Okay, but city is counseling is council or city tell the fire department is and police is not, I am already reported already. I am doing only report only, but is I need to who do this. I know it because it, everybody every time is any happening here. Oh, homeless people is do it. Homeless people do it. Homeless is, I know, is doing little problem, but not is big problem. Big problem is different. It's because it's, homeless people, I know, is lots of in Vancouver. I living in Vancouver area, and there is no fire, not nothing. Because it's people, police catching the people and jail, and after is 1 or 2 fire, and after finish it, whole thing. But here is every week fire. I am very worried for my hotel too, because it's, every week is fire. Police and fire department do it. Anything is investigation totally. Maybe it's 50 days. In my hotel is burned in Vancouver area. It's 50 days. Police is coming and fire department is coming and checking who is the, and after he catching the people. But here is fire everywhere and not doing anything.
Your worship, I need to call orders of the day here.
Yeah, no, I got it.
We're talking
Okay.
three different things here.
Hold on, we're not going to waste time. Everybody quiet.
you.
Yeah.
Please, Mr. Sultana came to my office a few minutes before the council meeting, and he asked me some of the questions. I referred him to the council, period. He agreed to me, council, I want council to know, I told him, I don't have the right at this point of time. Council do have the right to do whatever they wanted to. I'm no boat or this little boat, because my boat is when I'm breaking the tie. Otherwise, my boat is in favor of the resolution on the floor, regardless, as a chair. He promised he needed 2 weeks. It's not part of this, but he will get all the outstanding bills paid. He wanted about plus and minus 60 days. He'll do everything he can. But he also promised to me, council can ask him the question, if city wanted to go ahead clean up, they can do the cleanup because he have nobody, he will pay the bill after. Am I correct, sir? You agree to that? Could you come to the microphone and, no, come to the microphone, either say yay or nay. You agree what I said?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. And so now in the hand of the Director of Protective Services, sir. Okay? Any question? Of course, Mr. Maraca.
So, Your Worship, again, the recommendation on this is to receive this report. The legislated requirement or the ability to discuss anything was as passed. I mean, when you talk about this now, there could be discussions with staff, but the time for Mr. Saxena to come and speak has already passed. When did it pass, Evan? Do you know? So March 17th.
March 17th.
Council Nelson.
Well, I'm defined, I'm clear on this. This has been a huge issue in the community to get it cleaned up. I recognize the problems that you got, but it's an eyesore in the community. The neighbors are bitching like crazy over there. There's stuff flying all over the place. Nothing has changed literally since the fire department left that scene. So for me, I'm not moving off the position that we've taken as a council. Get in, get it cleaned up, put it back to its natural state and get on with it. But I'm not prepared
Fair
to
enough.
give any extensions. He's already passed the one time. Staff have been trying to negotiate with the gentleman for over a year. It's time to take some action. It's time to clean it up. Thank you.
So thank you. Councilor Sheila Bain, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. I agree. This has been on our, it's not the first time. Just because today it was tried to be one-on-one with the mayor, I don't think that's appropriate. I know I was going to call point of order on that, Your Worship. So I think I agree with Councillor Nelson. This has been a while in the making, and there needs to be more official stuff going through with staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Bain. So my suggestion to you, Mr. Saxena, after council meeting or tomorrow morning, visit Mr. Maraca, and council's given their marching direction, whatever the operationally they can do, I'm sure they will help you, okay? All in favor? Carried unanimously. Interior Rodeo.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Director of Municipal Services dated March 13th, 2026, Council approved the use of city staff time and equipment for the hauling of material for the 2026 Spring Classic Indoor Rodeo.
So moved.
Moved and second, Councilor Nelson, Councilor Flashpoller. Any comment? Hearing none, all in favor? Oh, sorry, somebody wanted to speak? Is it Robin?
It's Ruben, sir.
Yes, Robin? Yeah.
Yes, my apologies. I was trying to chime in earlier. I'm on the call regarding the earlier matter regarding the retail cannabis store application.
Hold on, sir. That subject's over dealt, and your motion is approved in your favor by majority of council. So we don't have to discuss that. I can't allow under legislation to go back. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your presence. Okay, all in favor of the indoor rodeo? Carried unanimously. William Lake Pickleball Society Partnership Proposal Update.
The recommendation that the report of the Director of Community Services dated March 17th, 2026 regarding an update to the Williams Lake Pickleball Club Society Partnership Proposal for a permanent pickleball facility in the community be received for discussion, and the council give direction to staff on next steps.
Moved and seconded, Councilor Delaney, Councilor Flashpoller. There is the three options, so I'm going to wait, Councilor Flashpoller.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yes, as I read this report, I personally support option 2, which is where we make sure, and I've spoke this when we've talked about budgetary items in the past, where we support the development of a parks recreation master plan before we make any decisions. And I want all of the groups in this community to understand, I support you all. I personally wish we already had pickleball courts. I wish we already had an indoor soccer facility. I wish we had more dog walking areas. all of these things are important, but we have limited spaces. And if we constantly make decisions on one entity without following a plan, we're at a loss. Because then all of a sudden we have another group, and we've seen this happen multiple times this year. So now this proposal that's on the table is about utilizing space down at the Stampede grounds that is already been supported by the previous council to the Stampede Association to expand their campground area. But now that lease will be coming up, so this is another discussion. That is also another amazing group in this municipality that does great work. So a plan, I think, is the way to go, and we need to, as much as I support all these groups, we need to try and do things in a professional manner and not just knee-jerk in making decisions. Thank you.
Councillor Delaney, thank you, Councillor Fashpuller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to my colleague, Fashpuller, on this subject. I agree with her 100%. Having a plan will ensure that the interests of all of our groups who are adding value to our community through these activities such as pickleball courts or dog parks or campgrounds. You know, we rely on our community associations to achieve betterment in our community, and you know, these partnerships work really well. They can be quite successful. However, there does need to be a plan, and there has been competing interests for the small availability of land that we have. And I've said this before, I think we need to do an inventory. We need to take a look at the available space that we have, and then we need to take a look at what the interests are in the community, as well as looking at housing. We still need housing. Housing will help with our homeless population by getting people into homes, continuing to have wraparound supports, so that we can be successful. And if we continue to operate based on you know, people's desires, or when you show up in mass and you want something, that's not very good decision making. So I'm going to be supporting or putting the recommendation forward to support option 2 once we hear from the rest of council. Thank you.
Thank you very much, both of you, Councillor Delaney and Councillor Flashfuller. I had a long discussion with the staff. Likewise, I have no issue. Like I said, always, I might as well take the time to make the decision. I will make the decision in the best of my ability, so I don't have to go to the court, don't waste staff time, don't pay the fines and lawyers and this and that. I had marked option 2 on my pages, but I want to hear the staff. We have done, after almost 14 years or so, we finished the OCP last year. We're working on the master plan. And thanks to the staff, I wanted to do it right. There's lots of amenities. The big one, my dream, is indoor sports facility. I wish that was done 50 years back, but we couldn't do it. I want to do it right. That's my wish list. Regional District and City of Williams Lake are working together. We will have the feasibility study done this year. Hopefully, we will do it in the days to come. With these philosophies, this council of year, I don't want to sound like election speech, your council has paid $4.4 million debt. You would be debt-free next year. This is the philosophy of the council. I can't thank enough to staff and my council colleagues. They're on the right track. They're doing the right thing. Councillor Flashfuller, your hands up.
Councillor Bay.
Oh, sorry, Councillor Bain, I mean. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Oh, thank you, Worship. I just want to add to my colleagues as well. I'm also a proponent of the 2. I want all the all the issues looked at, all the places and all the groups that are buying for a space. And I too would like to see an indoor facility, but I was wanting to encourage all groups to start fundraising. There should be groups, there should be official groups, there should be, if you have a not-for-profit, you have like way more eligibility for funding through NDIT, through other sources, and relying strictly on the city or the Cariboo Regional District or other communities, it's not enough. You have to have a society, you have to start fundraising, you have to have commitment. If we can have that kind of commitment from all groups going forward, we will have a much better case for asking for support financially through other ministries or whatever else we have out there, like NDIT. So I would suggest that all groups get together and start fundraising, start helping to look for that vision going forward, because the stronger each group is going into it, I think the stronger chance we will have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Nelson.
Well, it's kind of like public safety. It's been dropped to the bottom line. So I won't be supporting the recommendation that's in front of us, because what it very clearly says is that they want to delay it until the Parks Master Plan is put in place. This council less than 6 months ago came out and says, let's get her going. Let's find some options. Let's find a location. Let's get her going. Let's build this thing. And today what's in front of us is, well, let's shove it aside. Let's do a study. Let's do a master plan. It may take 2 or 3 years. That's right in the recommendation. I don't support that. As the snow came off, they opened up the pickleball and the tennis courts. They were the first thing that was filled, busy and active, and the community has been full every day since then, and it goes on till the wee hours of the morning because people enjoy it. It's a sport that is growing. It's a sport that the community groups came out and said, we need to enlarge this. We need to make it a better location. As elected leaders, they came to us. As usual, this council flip-flopped. You've gone from saying 100% we're going to support you to saying now we're going to ram it into a 2 or 3 year process. I don't support the delay. I've made it perfectly clear. We've got some opportunities inside of our budget to be able to move this thing forward rather than ramming it into a long-term plan. And I think it's wrong. I don't think you're listening to the community, and I'm very disappointed in council again. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Lyon, then Councilor Moses.
Thank you. This is one where I believe that we are supporting the pickleball community as well as sticking to our 2-year plan, especially because they are asking for a piece of land that's already being used by another user group. If we automatically say, okay, to these guys, then we've got the other user group coming to us going, well, this is the land that we've agreed to use with you guys. We have a lease on this. This is why we need the plan. So we're not stepping on everybody's toes trying to make the most recent request happy. We have a 2-year plan, or we have 2 years to make this plan. I would rather do that and have a better chance of keeping everybody equal, trying to work with everyone, instead of we're going to give this to you and we're taking away from you, and now somebody is still going to be mad. I'll pass.
Thank you, Councilor Lyon. Councilor Moses.
Thank you, Your Worship. I agree with my colleague, Councillor Nelson, that we should be looking to try to get this built this year. We have said we would support this, and I would like to see that we actually support what we said we would on this. We do have the room. We do have the funds sitting there. I think we could do this. When they opened the courts and I saw immediately that they were full that morning and full the rest of the day and been full since, the first thing I told my partner was that I can see why they have the need now for more courts. The prior years, I could tell there were players. Like I would walk by there, I would see their players. This is the first time I really paid attention, and I can see it now. Thank you, Your Worship.
Yeah, I saw them, the court being full even during the rain. Don't take him, there's no question of that. Councilor Nelson, second time, and I'm going to go to the resolution, please.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. Councilor Lyons, it's this council, it's this leadership that made the decision. We unanimously supported the recommendation to find them a location. It went to 3 different locations. It started across from True University. We turned it down. Then they went to Poplar Glade. We turned it down. Now it's gone to the baseball diamond. That's already been reserved out by the Stampede Association. This council is going to turn that down. We as the elected officials need to help nonprofit organizations. Don't throw them into a process that's going to take 2 or 3 years. Build it so that people can use it. It's the most active club in town right now, and that's all that I'm saying. The suggestion that you just put on the table quite clearly, that it's the fault of them, is not. It's the fault of the elected officials for not paying attention.
Councillor Lyon, last speaker, please, before the resolution.
Thank you. At no point did I suggest anything was anybody's fault. However, I am saying, quite frankly, that that is an area that we've already leased to the Rodeo Association. If we end up saying, okay, we're taking this away from you guys and we're giving it to you guys, we're working against another user group. We're working against another nonprofit. We said that we would find a location. We were given 3 locations. We agreed to do it if any of these locations worked. None of them have worked. And since they didn't work, we know that we need a plan so we can figure out what does work. And this isn't just for them. This is for any user group that comes to us. This is when the Rotary asks for a dog park. This is when volleyball comes in, soccer groups, anything. A user group comes to us, we can have a plan and we can say, cool, we have this area that we can work with without taking off any other user groups in the meantime. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lyon. And now, folks, you see how respectful everybody is? They're like a lawyer. They're debating the issue, but very respectful. Councillor Nelson, we're going to have the motion on the floor, either Councillor Referral or
Is there a motion on the floor?
Sorry, say again?
I apologize, Your Worship. Is there a motion on the floor?
No, they said they wanted to do it. I don't know which one.
I would recommend that council support option 2, and I would say as a side note, maybe the Stampede Association and pickleballers can get together to talk about a campground with a pickleball court in it.
Did you got it, sir?
I'll second.
Okay, motion moved and seconded. Councillor Nelson on the motion, please.
I would make the recommendation, Your Worship, that, well, I won't be supporting this because it creates such a delay, so
Councillor Nelson, can I suggest you something, please, if you don't mind, respectfully? Either put the amendment or voted against it, and hopefully council would vote against it, then you can put the motion on. If you had, give me the amendment.
Well, the recommendation, Worship, would be is that council defeat this and meet with the user group in the next 60 days itself. Council members meet with the pickleball group itself. I think we need to have
That's amendment? Is that amendment?
delay this, or, well, I think this should be voted down because I don't think we should have that on
Fair
record.
enough. Let's have a vote, then I will let you put the motion on floor. Is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you. All in favor on the motion, option 2? 1, 2, 4. 4 people in favor, so motion carried.
Opposed?
Of course, you, me, and 3 people are opposed to that. That's automatic. Okay, we are moving along. Pickleball after
you.
pickleball, page 5. Okay, request to adopt standard time permanently in William Lake. This is before I authorize staff to. Dr. Sabzada talked to me and he spoke to me. I believe they came to the mayor's office. I request them, it's not in my hand. Like I said earlier to Mr. Saxena, he can write a letter, council will make a decision. Does the council have the right to back out of the time zone or not? I don't know. Staff, no, there was no motion on the floor, no direction from the
We'll proceed to
council to
the
staff.
recommendation.
So the recommendation would be that, then we will do that, please, go ahead.
So it's been moved for receipt.
Oh, moved for receipt, Councillor Nelson, and who's, okay, Councillor
I'll
Delaney.
second, but I'd like to speak to it. I'd like
Councillor
to-
Wayne, your hand is up.
Yeah, I'd like
Please.
to speak to it. Yeah. No, I actually did some looking into this because I was wondering why we picked daylight as opposed to standard. And I feel like even though everybody wanted one time, I'm not sure everybody realized, but if you look into it, there is lots. He's right. There's way more data supporting standard time for people, for their circadian rhythm, for mental health, there's a lot of data showing that. So I'm not sure why daylight was picked over standard, but I do think maybe we should follow up on that. I'm not sure if Williams Lake can do it different than the whole province, but we can definitely take that to the province and ask to UBCM and different ones as to why daylight was chosen over standard. I'm not sure why that was. There was no real discussion. So I will definitely be asking, but I did think it was an interesting, and if you look into it, he's quite right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wayne. As most of you know, being from the medical background, I always try to listen to her input on all these medical or health issues. Councillor Moses, next.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yes, I agree with my colleague, Councillor Boehm. I feel like this decision may have been a little bit rushed. Standard time is definitely more ideal for mental health and for sleep patterns. And we're kind of throwing everyone off on purpose at this point, just for the sake of convenience. So I don't know how much of a say we have in that. I don't know if we can have a different time than the rest of the province, but maybe we can at least put in our voice regarding it if our staff agree with us. Thank you, Your Worship.
I don't think as a chair I'm supposed to joke, but Councillor Moses, you could have the say if your name was Donald Trump. With respectfully to the President of the United States. Anyway, so the President...
Can I just follow up with, based on, just with Councillor Moses, Your Worship? Can I?
Go ahead. Finish.
Maybe we could request staff to send a letter to Premier, to the office, to the Premier Eby's office, just saying we have some concerns that, and if there was an option to change it to standard, I feel like, and we could CC the other municipalities based on the research showing that, just saying.
I would second that.
Mr. Maraca.
Your Worship.
Your Worship, for a letter to go to the province, we could ask questions as to why they picked it, but for staff, we'd have to know the reasons why the council as a whole would have concerns about them picking the opposite. So you'd have to be able to articulate that to staff for us to write that report, that letter.
You could literally take it out of the letter that was given to us. If you look it up, it's very easy to see about mental health, and that most is showing standard time is better for people than for mental health, for sleep patterns. Like, it's very easy to check it out.
Yeah.
It's so that would be what would be in the letter, that we've received feedback and looked ourselves that there's concerns on whether.
The motion was on the floor, moved by Councillor Nelson, that we receive, and you both are speaking that we refer or send a letter
So
to
I can amend
Victoria.
it to receipt with a letter, receive
Sent
with
to
an addition of a
Victoria.
letter, if it's a friendly amendment to Councillor
Okay,
Nelson.
is it okay to the mover? Councillor Nelson, you are the mover.
No, it's not.
So we have to vote on the amendment. Okay, are you putting the amendment, Councillor Bain? Are you moving the
We
amendment?
can do a second one, or does it have to be an amendment, Mr. Coupe?
Please.
So, Your Worship, it could be an amendment. You're just moving receipt right now. So if you wanted to amend that receipt and that, then I would do it as an amendment.
But Mr. Nelson, who's the mover of the receipt motion, is not agreeing.
So that's why it wouldn't be what you call a friendly amendment.
That's not
It would be a separate
That's
amendment.
what I
that would be
said.
voted on
If you
separately.
wanted to, you can move as amendment. Do you want to move as amendment?
Sure.
Okay, I need seconder. Are you seconding? Councillor Moses, second. On the amendment, please. Discussion on the amendment. Please, Councillor Flashborough, then Councillor Nelson.
Thank you, Your Worship. I just want to state I'm not countering my colleagues here, because I feel that they may be correct on this, but I have not done the research myself. So I am not comfortable on voting right now, because this is I don't have the knowledge to make a decision right now, and that's the only reason I wouldn't support this. And I just wanted to let my colleagues know. Thank you.
Councillor Nelson, then Councillor Delaney.
I'm so happy council spends so much time discussing a time change versus the priority, which should be community safety in our community. This has already been decided by the province of British Columbia. It's already been passed. They've made it perfectly clear they're not turning it back. And the majority of British Columbians wanted this done. So for council to continue to waste its time instead of prioritizing itself on community crime and community safety, it should look at its priorities. I won't be supporting the recommendation. Thank you.
Excellent. Councillor Delaney, you're next.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I actually agree with Councillor Nelson. I find a
enough.
lot of times we talk about things at this table that have nothing to do with us. But just for clarity, this letter that you wrote, do you just want the reasons why they picked one over the other? Is that what we're asking?
Councillor Bain, could you answer that question?
Yeah, Councillor Delaney, I think to find out why, but also because if anyone looks it up, it's quite obvious it should have been standard. So not only that, there's a chance to revise it, but you're right, it's probably unlikely. But to follow up with someone that wrote us to say, yeah, no, it's true. There is lots of stuff saying it should be standard time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to call.
It's unfortunate.
Okay, motion as amended, write a letter to Victoria. All in favor? Oppose, if any? Motion defeated, amendment defeated. Motion as was put forward, receipt, and no further action taken. All in favor? Oppose, if any? Carried unanimously. Central Cariboo Joint Committee meeting.
The recommendation that the minutes of the Central Cariboo Joint Committee meeting held February 25th, 2026 be received.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any addition, deletion? Hearing none. All in favor? A letter written by Mr. Amalay, reference to the mental health.
Clerks note that the letters from MLA Cariboo-Chilcotin and Lauren Dirksen dated March 13th, 2026 to the Minister of Social Development and Poverty Reduction and the Minister of Public Safety and Solicitor General regarding concerns around crime and mental health challenges in the community of Williams Lake be received for information.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Amalay is through the Zoom. Mr. Dirksen, I wanted to thank you from bottom of my heart on behalf of the council and staff and the community of Williams Lake for the good job, good letter written. Keep up the good work. We are very proud of you, sir. Thank you. All in favor? Carried unanimously. Letter from residency to request for clarification on report of homeless transport to Williams Lake.
This wasn't the item that was removed.
Oh, this was the one?
No, I'm clarifying. Was this the item?
This other one motion.
There was the motion. Okay.
The next one. Not this one.
Clerks note that the letter from Wendy McLean dated March 16, 2026, requesting clarification from the city on reports of transport homeless individuals to Williams Lake, together with responses from the Chief Administrative Officer, be received for information.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any question, concern? Hearing none. All in. Oh, sorry, Councillor Flashfuller.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll just speak to this in case there's community members that are not knowing what this item is about. We received an email from concerned citizens asking if the city was receiving any funding, grants, or compensation from the province of British Columbia, BC Housing, or any other organization related to accepting or supporting homeless individuals from outside the community. So I guess, we'll just put it this way. I think sometimes on social media, things get blown up and taking way off track, which is unfortunate, and it's why I do not follow social media. Sorry to the people in the community that feel I should, to try and weigh in on the discussions, but unfortunately there's just so much that happens on social media that is inaccurate, uncivilized in the way that the tones are, and I just choose to keep my head as clear as it can be and to make clear decisions, and I don't follow it. So this is, I think, an example of what can happen on social media. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Mr. Seo.
Thanks, Your Worship. So I think that now that we've dove a little bit in the letter, it'd probably be prudent just to say the 4 questions that were asked and the responses given. Would you like to do that, Mark?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so the first question was, has the city of Williams Lake received any buses transporting homeless or unhoused individual from other municipalities or region? And the response was not that we're aware of. Senior levels of government also denied that this happens. Has the city received any funding, grants, or compensation from the province of British Columbia, BC Housing, or any other organizations related to accepting or supporting homeless individuals from outside the community? And that was a no, that does not happen. Are there any agreements, programs, or discussions involving the relocation or transportation of homeless individuals to Williams Lake? Not that we're aware of or a part of any discussions at the city of Williams Lake from a staff or political level. If any such programs or transportation have occurred, could you please provide details regarding the dates, organizations involved, and funding provided to the city? And it's basically, it's a not applicable. So there's no conversations that I've been a part of as the CAO or any politicians of this happening. Do we know that if there's somebody down in Vancouver that has family up in Williams Lake and they want to be closer to the family, that social agencies might provide them the opportunity to come here and be closer to their supports? Absolutely, that's going to happen. And we do the same thing. If somebody would rather be in Quesnel and they have supports there, they will go that direction. So there are no magic buses that come here under the cloak of darkness that we're aware of that drop people off. That's always been discussed, but you'll see, just like Councillor Flashbuller was mentioning about it being that people have seen this a million times if you follow social media, but yet it's like the Sasquatch, often heard about but never seen. People can spend all day long taking pictures of their breakfasts, but they never ever show you a picture of the homeless people coming in on the buses. So that's kind of where we're at from the city of Williams Lake.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Councillor Delaney.
I'm good, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Maraca.
I'm called very first, don't worry.
Covered what I was going to just bring attention to, that we've looked at this in the past, and if you have a member of a community in a different community and they want to come home, they can come home.
I wasn't going to talk on this, but thanks to Councillor Flashfuller, she kind of woke the sleeping line. I had a story to share with you. It's long, but I'll make 3-4 lines. Somebody put it on the social media, hey, I was chased in the hotel. They shut off my Wi-Fi and they killed the power to my room. It's too much, but I'm cutting the story short. Being a professional electrician in my background, I didn't like that. I went back and the person, the hotel, the name, they said it. I went there and the post, the person put it. I knew the name. I was right in City Hall. I drove to the particular hotel and checked, was this person in the room so-and-so last night if the people knows me? And they said, we usually don't give that information, but long you're not going to misuse it, we can show you. That person was nowhere in the hotel. Then I knew the person particularly. I didn't put it on the social media. I called the person. I said, listen, I'm bringing my CO and the detachment commander with me, with a couple police officers. You are not telling the truth. You are raising issue against particular business. You got to tell me the truth. Otherwise, I know where you live. I'm going to be at your place in less than 10 minutes. And the person could not apologize enough from me. I have not seen that particular person putting wrong information on the social media. My whole point is, please don't believe everything you see on the social media. That's my request to you. Be received, Mr. Maraca.
Sorry, Mayor, I just want to add one other thing just for clarification. If somebody does end up in our community, whether they come here on the bus or get hitchhike and get here and stuff like that, but they have no ties to Williams Lake, the police will use that as an avenue to send them out of town if they're causing havoc in the town. So even like you have to have ties and a reason to be in Williams Lake, but they will be sent back to where their supports are, or why are you here sort of thing. That will happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like if they don't have ties to Williams Lake and they're coming here just to be bad, that could be something that the RCMP might enforce.
Councillor Nelson quite often called me beggar of Williams Lake. I'm begging for any money for City Hall. That's how this council been able to pay the debt. If anybody want to pay me to City Hall, hey, you're welcome. We've been advertising for the funds you wanted to donate to city, do it. I'm all for it. Anyway, all in motion, in favor of the motion on the floor. Against, if any, carried unanimously. Proclamation, lighting request, and flag raising.
Clerks note that the list of recognitions approved in accordance with Council Policy number 235 be received for information.
So moved.
Moved and seconded, all in favor. Carried. Council information package.
Move the package.
Moved the receipt, and Councillor Scott Nelson, Councillor Angie Delaney.
Can I just ask one?
Please,
Sorry.
Councillor Beam.
Can we talk about the Town of View Royal letter?
Yes, on March 18th.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, that's a part of it.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah.
That's
I know I know that it may not be as pertinent to us about the provincial legislation, but we only have until March 24th to, or 31st to apply. That it's about
Go ahead, finish your talk.
it's about the added cost of infrastructure and what the means. And I know it's probably not as much. Maybe Mr. Maraca has more an idea. If it's not, it's for bigger. But I mean, View Royal is not a very big township either. I mean, they're on the island, but
Mr. Morocco,
I just felt this was one that
the letter, last letter. March 18th from the Royal.
just that unsustainability of a lot what it's the downloading, right? Like it's just another one about the downloading. And I felt like I know maybe some of the issues aren't us as much, but I wasn't sure if it should be something that.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Oh, you know, okay, go ahead, speak to it.
So your worship, Councilor Bain, what is your question, Councilor Bain? Like for us, just that it should be brought forward and we should support it, or what?
Well, they want to know if we want to be part of the group, right, by the 31st, to join the coalition, like the uncertain frameworks, like it's about all of that, and we're dealing with it too, that they want all these things done, but aren't helping with the cost to infrastructure and all the, like a lot of the topic, if you look at it, is what they're talking about. So in order to be, yeah.
So your worship,
Like they're a coalition. They want to know if everybody wants the shared concern regarding cumulative impact of provincial housing legislation on local governments. So I don't know. I guess I just wanted it back to you. Does anyone else think we're having those? I mean, we certainly share in their frustration.
Yeah, I think that is a question of council. If you want us to look at joining the coalition and being a part of the meetings and seeing if we want to have discussions related. I mean, we have commented on M216, the bill that was in the House about the professional reliance and stuff like that. So we've talked about that. There are a few other things that I do notice in here, Councillor Bain, that you're mentioning and stuff like that. We can take a look at this and then bring that back forward to council to make a recommendation.
Council committee of the whole next week.
Yeah, we can bring it forward just to see if we think that there's some teeth in this for us to be involved.
Yeah, because it would have to be in by the 30th. I'm sure they would accept it that night, but maybe you guys could look in and see what you think. But had anyone else read that one? The other ones were just obviously some resolutions and stuff that
Why don't we leave it?
Supporting, but
Why don't we leave it with the senior staff hands? And if there's anything, either Mr. Coupe or Mr. Maraca or through my office something, we will send email to everyone if it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor of receipt of the information package? Oppose, if any. We have done the council meeting. The agenda is done. There's a quick couple-minute round table. Before I go to the round table, I wanted to thank to you, each and every one of you, sitting very respectfully. I couldn't be more thankful to you. That is the duty of the chair, to maintaining respect. Everybody can hear each other's view. Somebody may not like my views. Somebody may not like somebody else's view. But let's pay respect to each other. One thing I wanted to clear to you all, quite often we was talking with the social media, people will say, oh, why didn't you speak on this, or why that person spoke on the radio? Every time council passed a resolution, which you witnessed everything tonight, I am the spokesperson, mayor's office spokesperson, authorized unanimously by the council. If anybody is speaking council member, they speak as a council member. But when the council representation comes, that goes to the mayor's office, unless otherwise mayor is not available, mayor's designated to speak on the issue. Hope everything is clear. Thank you very much. I'm going to go to the roundtable. Council Bain.
Thank you, Worship. I also just want to, I guess, express, I would have liked to have talked to Councillor Nelson's motion, just because I feel like it had a lot of stuff in it that, I mean, not all of it did I agree with, of course, but there's lots of parts that are a huge, I think, issue, as we saw with all the letters and reply. Some were negative, some were positive, but one thing about some of those motions, they get everybody talking and get it in the conversation, and I do appreciate that. I'm always willing to talk about solutions and what should be done and what we need to work on as a community, but as a province and a country as well. And there's so much that needs to be worked on here, and it should be the number one priority and discussion at every council table in the province, in my opinion.
Thank you.
I will leave it at that.
Thank you, Councillor Bain. Councillor Moses. Your next roundtable.
I'll pass.
Thank you, Councillor Jasmine Line.
Thank you. Yeah, on that motion, I had a whole speech written out that was going to last longer than my 2 minutes.
But there's no required for that. No.
Well, I'm just
But if you want, it's up to
on
you.
Facebook. I posted
You got
it
2
before
minutes.
I came, just in case anyone couldn't make it to the meeting. But I will say, I am proud of this council for their ability to recognize that our community consists of more than just people that are fortunate enough to have a home, and that homeless is not synonymous with criminal. Our safety concerns revolve around our repeat offenders, and we need to focus on stricter sentencing and how we can make that happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Nelson.
Two things. One, I'd like to make a recommendation to council. I think this is quite, I think it gets unanimity. The recommendation, then I'll make my speech after, your worship. Council request a meeting with Interior Health for a community status update on full wraparound services, specifically for Williams Lake and area.
I'll second your motion. Let's have a discussion.
The reason for the recommendation, your worship, is there's been lots of discussion. My colleague, Councillor Moses, who I have great respect for, sits on a number of nonprofit organizations, made a statement in the newspaper that said we don't have the full wraparound services to deal with a number of issues within our community. And I think it's important that we continue to embark upon ensuring that those services are available 24/7, 7 days a week. We have been a strong advocate for it. I'm going to put that on the table for the council to look at, to adjust to, and think about continuing to advocate for those full wraparound services within our community and our area. Thank you.
I had a good meeting with the chair of the IHA today, about an hour and a half, a little over even, CU and IHA chair. We had a lot of discussion today on a lot of issues. My understanding is she's here today. She's leaving tomorrow. I can definitely give her a call, and she in fact asked me if I need anything, I can call her anytime. She's given me the blank check. Thank you. Councillor Moses, on the motion.
Yes, thank you, your worship. This is a great idea. I'd love for us to have this meeting with Interior Health to try to ensure that we receive better and more services in our region. I'm totally on board with this. Thank you, your worship.
Thank you. I discussed, but I'm totally
Councillor
sorry.
Nelson.
All in favor having a meeting with IHA? Thank you. Motion carried unanimously. Councillor Nelson.
Well, thank you very much, your worship. Now,
Now you're going to roundtable?
now I'm going to do round table.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
So, Marking Mechanical burned down a year and a half ago, $3.5 million. Warehouse by Steelworkers Gallery, we lost 5 businesses, burnt to the ground. Burnt the back of the Hamilton Inn, burnt it to the ground, less than a year ago. 2 weeks ago, we had a telephone pole lit on fire in the river valley. 10 days ago, we had a fire in the gazebo, tried to burn the gazebo down. The city's washrooms have been vandalized. They've been beat up. They've been tried to catch on fire. Last week, Surplus Herbies, Praxair, they tried to light it on fire. They put the pallets on the loading deck and lit it on fire. Sunday, we had a fire in the dairy fields. They lit a car on fire, and a grass fire started. This is not normal behavior, and it's out of control. And tonight, we saw a very clear display about public safety. The issue of public safety has to be the top priority. I recognize that it's a contentious issue. I'm an advocate and a clear advocate, quite clearly, of taking people off the streets that need assistance. I'm going to be very upfront with you. I walked out of my office, walked over to Tim Hortons, talked to 3 individuals that were clearly homeless, and they needed a hand. And do you know what? They were looking to go home. Do you know where home was? Home was Vancouver, home was Penticton, home was in Kelowna. They were dropped off in Williams Lake. What I didn't know was they couldn't find the right resources to get home. So sometimes when you put a motion forward and the intent is to provide help, it could certainly be pulled astray. But we've got a serious problem with safety in our community. Our downtown core is being throttled. Throttled to the point that it's causing concerns. So tonight, part of the recommendation quite clearly was to ask the province for more help. Ask the province, who just cut back a project that we had on the go for 5 years, 55 units of affordable housing for our community. And they cut it back. It took us 5 years to get it to this point. My colleague, Councillor Moses, said we were lucky to get that. There are communities across the province that don't have it. So I think the important thing that we're trying to achieve here, Your Worship, is that if we continuously roll out the red carpet, we need to make sure that we've got the backstop, which we're not prepared for right now. So I appreciate Council taking and supporting the recommendation that I did put in front here. I recognize clearly that Councillor Lyons, Councillor Moses, Councillor Delaney, and Councillor Flashpuller didn't want to discuss my motion on the table. And clearly the issue of public safety isn't of the same caliber of thinking that it should be a top priority. But thank you for accepting the motion to sit down with community, with Interior Health to work with them with the full wraparound services, which is a priority.
Thank you, Councillor Nelson. You were a bit over, but I didn't want to stop you. I know it's emotional evening for everybody, each council member. I respectfully request everybody stay within your time. We are all grown up and adult. Councillor Delaney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would just like to remind people that on April 11th, we have our 2nd annual Battle of Boitania, which is a disc golf tournament. So if you're interested in the sport of disc golf, we have 50 out of 72 players already formed. So get signed up. And I'd also like to say that Councillor Nelson does not speak for me. I have my own opinions. And you can speculate all you want, but you still don't speak for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney. Councillor Flashfuller.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yes, I definitely had a lot of things that I wanted to say this evening. And I spent a lot of time trying to put it together in a healthy, professional way. I am disappointed that I can't speak, but I supported taking this off the table because I know all of these items that were requested on the notice of motion are not achievable by a council. And for community members that think a council can do this, you're dreaming. This comes from higher levels of government. And yes, we can try and make these other levels of government support our communities for safety, but that's it. So quit dreaming. I don't like to see impacts of criminals, and that's what's happening here. It's crime. I would love to hear my colleague say that he contacted the Office of the Fire Commissioner to get the actual details of all of these millions and millions of dollars of fire, because I'm going to tell you people, I'm a fire investigator by trade, and I have been to multiple fires in this municipality, and what's happening now does not scare me because I've seen it. Do you know how many fires I've been to? A lot. And when there is a business that burns because a vehicle outside burns and it's undetermined or deemed maybe suspicious, that does not prove that it was somebody that may have been homeless that did it. How do you know that? It is very important if you are going to speak to a community to have your facts and make sure they're accurate. That's my opinion. So when it comes to all of these things, I would not have supported them. I support proactive initiatives in this community because all we're doing with these actions and these motions that we're going to be on the table tonight is make Williams Lake look horrible. And if you want nurses and doctors here, come on, people. Stop the negative narrative.
No, please, no clapping.
It is
please.
very important that we realize what we're doing. These other communities are experiencing the same impacts. But guess what? They don't advertise it because they want the nurses, they want the doctors. It's very important. Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And like I said, it's a very emotional evening. I thought Elksall approving by this council was emotional. This is way, way more than that. And I appreciate the sentiment from everybody. 2 bits from me. I wanted to congratulate the new store being open close to or next door to the TDC. They've been doing really good since yesterday. Even I've never driven that fast I did yesterday to make their time. I was away with my family for my family business with my wife in Kamloops. So we came back and we did it. And please go watch the hockey game in reference to Councillor Delaney. Good luck in your indoors and the tournament. I won't be present for whoever is acting. I'll request them in April. Councillor Nelson would be there representing my office. I'm coming from Vancouver from Kofi, picking up my truck and going to Kamloops, to Prince George for the United Steelworkers. But good luck, okay? And that's only 2 bit from me. Councillor Moser, you have something to add, please?
Yeah, do you mind if I go out of order, Your Worship? Could I go
Yeah,
now?
I would respectfully request not. You are not one of them to do that. I know that.
Okay.
I appreciate each and every one of in the audience and council member. I can't stress enough. The mayor's office is a spokesperson for the community, for the council, and it's a emotional evening. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved in second. All in favor. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.